Mhm. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So excited to be here. This is Suzanne Monroe with the International Association of Wellness Professionals, and I'm really excited today to be joined with one of our wellness coach graduates, Donna Lee Humble. So welcome, Donna. Hello.
Hi. So happy to be here today, Suzanne.
Well, I'm really excited you're here, and we're on Facebook Live, and I'm going to do a quick check out there to see if people can see us. If you're watching, just give us a thumbs up or say hello. Let us know you can see us, and it looks like we are live in the group right now, so that's fantastic. And this is going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to be here for a little while, and I just asked Donna Lee to join me today because I wanted to catch up with her and find out everything that she's doing as a wellness coach. Donna Lee's had a lot of success and has helped a lot of people, and she's really doing some interesting things. So I wanted to kind of check in with her and hear what she's up to. And Donna Lee, I think, a great place to start would just be to hear a little bit about you. I'd love to hear a little bit more about your story and how you got started and why you actually decided to become a wellness coach.
Question. My story kind of starts when I was younger. As a child, I had parents that were ailing and taking a lot of prescription medications. They were highly stressed. They weren't eating right. They were smokers. And unfortunately, both my parents died very young. And this impacted me greatly. As you can imagine, their footsteps by going to doctors as a young adult. Not tolerate medication at all. It actually made me ill, made me sicker than the symptoms that I got. So this led me into suffering with my symptoms. I had PMS, extreme emotional ups and downs, depression, allergies, asthma, and more. And plus my immune system was low and I would get sick at the drop of a hat. So that led me to check out alternatives, and I came to finally in my late 30s, after years of suffering with my symptoms, something called computerized bioenergetic testing, which created health within me using natural means, homeopathics and botanicals, and suddenly I got passionate about wellness, holistic wellness, and I went to school to become a bioenergetic technician. Soon after that, I added emotional release techniques to the bioenergetic testing, and yet there was something missing. I was in business. I had started a nice little business, but I wasn't giving my clients everything I could. So I think that what was missing, Suzanne, was that they weren't getting the tools to empower themselves. I was a great listener, but I wasn't able to empower them for action steps to sustain their health. And secondly, I didn't have the nutrition piece. I didn't know enough about nutrition. I probably knew enough to be dangerous. And lastly, I had poor business practices, really poor, to the point that I was just over broke most of the time, even though I'd been in business a decade. So that led me to the IAWP. I punched in Jumpstart Your Wellness Business, I think, and the International Association of Wellness Professionals certification program. My delight, it took care of the business practices. It aligned with my holistic philosophy in business. It gave me nutrition expertise, and it gave me core coaching my clients forward in the way that I really wanted to empower them. So that was my story.
Oh, well, that's fun to I know we've talked before, but to hear a little bit more about your story and, your experience. You've been in the wellness field for quite a long time. And I'm so glad that you've gained all these tools now and you're helping more people. And I'm curious, tell us a little bit more about who you actually are helping, a specific group of people, I believe. I want to hear a little bit more about who that is.
Well, thanks for asking. I do work with what I call super women who are burned out, overdoing, overgiving, overthinking, and emotionally exhausted. I chose that niche because many of my family, my friends, my clients were in this category, including me, and I had gotten out the other side, and I knew if I could do it, they could too.
Wow, this is such actually a perfect topic, because to me it seems like today that so many women are trying to be super women, and in a way it's seen as a good thing, but then we see so many women who are burned out, exhausted, depleted. So this is a fantastic group to be helping. Tell us a little bit more about it. I mean, why is it so important for women who are super women to even address this?
Why is it so important? Well, life is too short.
Yeah.
As a skill at our expense, literally putting our gifts, talents, and whatnot on the back burner. It's not healthy for us. It's not healthy for our family or friends. And the people that we're doing all this stuff for it's not healthy for them. And when you move past the cycle and step into your passion and your purpose, everyone in your life is inspired by your example.
I love that you said that. It sounds like it's for the person personally, but when they do it, they take this action, it inspires even more people.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. So I'm sure we have a lot of super women watching this today, or maybe watching this recording, myself included. And, it's like we were saying before, it's common. There's so many things that can take our energy today, and so many areas that people are focusing in on, and that can really deplete them. So tell us a little bit more. I mean, are there specific things that if a superwoman is watching today that she can do to kind of get started, either to realize she has this problem to begin with, or if she already feels like she has it, what to do? Any tips to share?
Well, I like to answer that question with a quote. Your task is not to seek for peace, but merely to seek and find all of the barriers within yourself that you've built against it. And when I talk about barriers, in my program specifically, is toxicity affecting your health? Is there confusion about what you're eating or how you're eating? Is there a lack of passion due to negative thinking or emotional overwhelm holding you back? Or is it an inability to tap into the wisdom within? And all of this are different barriers. And as soon as we identify them, then move forward in the direction of our goals.
That's interesting. Well, first of all, I love that quote. And it's this idea of all these barriers or obstacles. And what you've shared is that it may not just be one thing. It could be multiple different things someone's experiencing, or it's not just one thing causing this problem, it sounds like.
No, and it's usually, it's not just one. It's a combination almost always.
Do you find, or did you find in your own journey, do people tend to have multiple barriers going on, or is it usually just one thing that's awry, or what have you found with your clients?
The interesting thing is, because I started with the bioenergetic testing, I realized during the test we'd pick up virus, bacteria, but along with that, Suzanne, we'd actually pick up emotional stress that was affecting the body at a cellular level. And so I realized just taking care of the physiology is not going to solve holistically my clients, my superwomen's issues. So that's just an example of how it's usually holistic. It's usually more than one area.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, so you can actually see this physically coming out or in these test results, but you can also see some internal factors, and you look at all of these areas. I mean, it truly is a holistic approach, which is fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, very cool. So let's talk a little bit more about where can people learn more from you? I know we have all different types of people that are probably watching this today, whether super women or other people. But if this is resonating with someone and they're like, oh my gosh, I think I've got some of these things going on, I'm just starting to identify them. What's really the next step they can take? How can they learn a little bit more from you?
Well, the next step is, identifying where your barriers are. But as I spoke earlier about the emotions that were surfacing, I have created a 5-page guide, beautifully done, and it's something you can learn to do, these 6 steps in this guide, instead of suppressing them, which creates dis-ease in the body. It's very important to allow emotions to flow. And that would be on my website, biosynergybetterhealth.com. Simply click on the free guide button, 6 steps to easy emotional release. And you've got a formula.
Would you mind telling us again, before you told us the website, you told us a little bit about the guide. It cut out a little bit, and I just want to make sure we heard what you said about your guide.
Well, it's an exciting 5-page guide that includes 6 steps that you can do to get past emotional exhaustion, even while in mid-conversation.
Really cool. Wow. Emotional exhaustion sounds like, I was just talking with someone the other day, and we were talking about how much we're doing and how much is going on. And that was kind of the overall theme. It's like, gosh, this idea of self-care and that we have all this emotional exhaustion. It's not just, hey, we feel tired. It's almost at a deeper level. So I love, 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 love that you have put together this free guide for people. 6 steps. I'm going to run over there and get that myself, because just to have 6 things that you can do right away to kind of release this, get centered, get focused. That sounds so helpful. Really cool. So I posted up on the screen there, 6 steps to easy emotional release at biosynergybetterhealth.com. When people go there, they can click right on the button there to get the guide, which is very cool. Takes you to a page that tells you all about the guide. So Donna Lee, awesome that you put this together for people. So amazing that you're helping so many people. I know you're out there doing workshops in your community, and you're doing things like this, getting online, spreading the message to super women everywhere. And I'm just so excited for you and the path and journey that you've gone on. And, I know there's some people that are watching this who are thinking, all right, given your journey to becoming a wellness coach, they're feeling passionate about this field as well. And what would you say to those people who are like, wow, I'd love to get started on a journey similar to yours and be helping people with somebody, maybe not the same thing you're helping them with, but there's something inside them where they're passionate about wellness. They know they can make a difference in some way. Any words of wisdom?
What words would I give someone who's considering moving forward in a wellness direction? Number one, if you're doing it already, make your passion your livelihood. And when I clicked that button and IAWP popped up, it literally changed my life, both professionally and personally. I would say, number one, if you're enrolled in the program and moving forward, embrace it 100%. Give it everything. You'll get more out of it when you give it your all. And number two, allow yourself to be supported every step of the way. There's so much support that you can't have a space where you're not supported. Be sure to reach out for it every step of the way, because it's there for you. It will be the most rewarding ride of your life.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited for people who are feeling the inspiration from you and the path that you've taken, and just learning from you today and what you're doing is so exciting. So I'm just glad that you were here today. Is there anything I missed or didn't ask you, or anything else you wanted to share?
Not a thing. You did a thorough job as usual, Suzanne. Thank you.
Well, thanks for being here. We look forward to hearing about your continued success, and so glad you're a part of the IAWP community. And thanks for joining me today, Donna Lee. And thanks everybody who's watching. It was fun to be here with you today. And go ahead, post your comments below this video. Donna Lee and I will both be checking in. So if you have any questions or comments, we'll follow up with you here. Take care, everybody. Bye.